First up, we have the user's personal information, where the players can key in their name and also class before playing the game. So after that's done, just click on the submit button, where the greetings will now display the player's name and class. And the clear button is also well functioning. This is the main menu where all of the buttons are present. So if the player chooses to click on the About button, they will be brought to the About page where there are further information on our game and also as the developers. So now if they wish to return to the main menu, they can just do so by clicking on the main menu button. So next, if they wish to start the game, they can do so by clicking on the Start Game button, where they will be presented with the objective of what they need to achieve at the end of the lesson. Let's say the player wants to go back to the main menu page, they can do so by clicking on the Back button. They will be presented with the main menu again, and then just click on the Start Game. If they wish to proceed, they can do so by clicking on the Next button. So next is the categories page, where the
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Ainin Sofia binti Alwi, and this is my part for the grammar lesson. So this is the starting and objective page. My starting, next and back button works perfectly fine. In this page, I've used some text sequence as well as GIF animations. Next is an example of my lessons as well as my recall page. The next and back button work perfectly fine too. This is an example of gaining attention sequence. I will use some background and text sequence just before we start our lesson and practices. So this is an example of my lesson, and this is the fill in the blank practices that I will be using in my games. So the back and next button work perfectly fine too, as well as the check and clear buttons. Here are the feedbacks that I'll be using throughout my practices. And that is all from me, Ainin Sofia binti Alwi. Thank you!
Now moving on with the reading component. So before they start learning, there will be an attention getter to gain the students' attention, and then they will see this objective page, which is the second step of Katni 9 level of instruction. And then there will be a main menu page where they can choose if they want to go for a lesson or playing the game. So if they click on the lesson, they will be seeing this page, which will be stimulating recall of the prior knowledge. So they can recall about what is author purpose. So once they have recalled about the author purpose, they will learn the types of it, for example, to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. And then they will be learning each types in detail. So for example, this is one of their lesson, which is to persuade. So from here, they can learn what is the author purpose of to persuade and when is it common that they use this purpose, this author purpose, so that they can understand each type better. Moving on, we also provide learning guidance, as for example, before they start the game. So if they choose to play the game, before they start, they will be seeing this how to play page, so that they able to understand the structure of the game that they are going to play after this. And as for the game, we chose to do the MCQ for the reading component, and it consists of 10 random questions. So for example, you can see here, so the student can click on the generate questions and click the right answer. For example, here after they read the passage, they can choose which is the right answer, for example, to entertain, and then they can check if the answer is correct or not. So here, correct answer, and if they unsure about what is the right answer, so they can click on the cheat button. So that is it, and we will be continuing with the next component.
Assalamualaikum, sir. My name is Anisa Sabila binti Muhammad Yahya. I will be presenting my part in MIP, which is writing. And for my part, for writing, I will be including lesson on a reference. Okay, now let's start the movie. So as you can see, the game title moves downwards, which is one of the gaining attention details that I've included in this game. So as of now, there are only 2 buttons, but both are working buttons. So when the users press start game, Yoshi will tell the students the objective of this game first before they continue on the lesson. Okay, so this is the lesson part. First, Yoshi will tell them about in-text citation. Of course, first there will be more dialogues. Okay, so this is the in-text citation lesson, and these are some examples. So that's all for now for lesson. Now let's go back to the main menu and go to the practice part. So for my progress for practice, there are only 2 questions so far. Both are drag and drop. Now let's do the practice. Okay, I will be doing some mistakes to see if the scripting works. Here, and this put here. Okay, check. Okay, so the feedback. So the students will get their feedback after they answer the question, and then they can clear out the page too if they want. When they clear out, the page will go back to the first time, to the original state, and the students can also cheat if they want to see the answers. Okay, clear. So if you see this button here, this arrow, this is the next button. So when students click on it, they will go to the next page, which is the next question. Okay, here, as I said, it is also drag and drop. Okay, let's do this question next. Okay, so they can click check to check the answers. They'll get some feedback too, and then they can clear out the page, and they can also cheat as well here. Okay, so that's all for my writing progress. Thank you so much.
Finally, for the lessons of linguistics on Maxim of Quality, the player can click on the Start Game button to start the game. So then they will be brought to the objective page, and then next, by clicking on the next button, the students will then be brought to the lesson page where they will learn about the Maxim of Quality. However, they can also go back by clicking on the back button. However, if they wish to proceed, they can click on the next button. Clicking on the next button will bring them next to the example page, and then next again, more example, and here is a little speech or dialogue that serves as an instruction. So next, here is the practice page where the students can click on the generate button to generate the first question. So clicking on their answers and click on the check button will reveal the correctness of the answer. So until the students have gotten a correct answer, they can click on the generate button again to generate another question. Same thing here, click on their answer and then just click on the check button to check for correctness. Or let's say in the events where the students don't know the correct answer and they wish to know the correct answer straight away, they can just click on the cheat button to reveal the correct answer. Again, same thing here. Students can just click on the generate button to generate another question, check button to check on the correctness of the answer, and cheat button to reveal the correct answer straight away. So after all that is done, students can now click on the main menu button to return to the main menu page. Let's say in the events where the students would want to skip the lessons and just jump on straight away to practice, they can do so by clicking on the practice button, which will bring them straight away to the practice page. That is a little preview of